YouTube. Thanks for tuning in today. We had promised that we were going to talk to some friends of ours that we'd met down here boondocking about when they started boondocking and some other things, because they have been boondocking a very long time. So, introducing Gary and Jeannie, and they are from
Everett,
Michigan? Everett, Michigan. So, when did you start boondocking?
In 1972, 45 years ago?
Almost 46 years ago, yeah.
Yeah.
So what was your first RV?
First was a pickup topper. It was an insulated kind, a little bit wider than the bed of the truck. And you had a door with a knob that you could lock.
With the knob?
That's what we had, period. Everything else you had to put in.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So it was, what year was your pickup truck?
It was a 72.
Oh. Wow. Those were nice trucks then. So how was boondocking then compared to boondocking today?
I think we had a lot more places that we could boondock back in the day. We didn't know much about the BLM land at the time, although we passed through it and saw it, we just didn't know what it was.
Right.
And at Lake Havasu, we were told that's boondock camping, and you're welcome to stay, and that it was available throughout the United States.
Oh. So was there a charge for it then
No.
at all?
No charge whatsoever.
Oh, cool. So was there places like that that you found in Florida then?
Yes, there was. We stayed in a campground, a pay camp, found Burns Lake, Monument Lake. From there from Burns Lake we were told about a secret place called the Blocks. And we went there and met a whole bunch of like-minded people, and they told us about, that they were boondock camping and it was free. And we started off on a street called Patterson, which was a real big deal among us old-timers because it was kind of secluded. And we were told under no circumstance go to the Big T camp because there's gunplay there. So of course we decided not to go there no matter what. And as I pulled in, we didn't hear any gunfire. I was there right now. But the boondockers that we met were really cool. I had a brake issue. A guy flagged me down. I had brake pads with me, put them on. So I immediately liked the caliber of people compared to pay camps.
Pay camps. Okay. So how did you find spots to camp then?
From that first trip into the Blocks, the folks told us about maybe a half a dozen places in Florida. And several had water, dump, and showers free.
Wow.
Yeah, and a lot of them were on water. So it was really cool. Then we did some exploring on our own, and we talked to other people to learn how they found boondock places.
Yeah.
But we stuck with pretty much where the main group went. There was probably 200 of us that circulated around, and at least 50 musicians.
Oh, so you get together and play music?
Yes. We never we didn't have entertainment.
Right.
So it was fires at night with music.
Oh.
Because there was no generators, there was no solar panels, you couldn't run your rig lights, and some people needed to have some power for the refrigerator. But we had no way to charge our batteries, so it was
very conservative.
Very conservative.
I'm stuck. I know we were talking about what was your luxury. You have to cut that out.
Okay.
I'm ready. Go ahead.
So what was your one luxury when you first started? What was the one thing that you got that you were like, wow, this really makes boondocking easy?
A kerosene lamp.
A kerosene lamp.
And a bottle of odor-free kerosene, which was remarkable because we'd never heard of odor-free kerosene. So that was really cool.
Yeah, you got a package deal on that, right, Jean?
Yes, most of our campers, that's what they used.
Uh-huh.
It just wasn't
You
anything.
stayed warm with it.
Was it expensive?
I don't think it was
No,
too bad.
no. No.
Oh, good. So do you have any advice for first-time boondockers? 'Cause it sounds like the first time you went boondocking, you didn't know that's what it was.
No, had no clue what it was. I'd advise people now to be prepared for any mechanical eventuality and show up with water.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. That without the water, you're done. And even though you think it's going to be there, it may not be. We found a lot of sources that had been dried up. So if you have at least some with you, you're better off. It saves you a lot of driving.
A lot of driving. Trying to find water
And,
then.
and when you do get it, don't be too terribly wasteful with it, because some of the places where we've been, they've cut us off, and it was 35 cents a gallon to buy it. So know what you're doing first. And I've seen people showering with 35 cent a gallon water.
Oh.
Yeah, they get quick.
Yeah.
And some of them even get wet.
I think this right now where we're at, we're pretty lucky because we have those conveniences.
Yes, we're really, really lucky.
We do, and that's what we had talked about before, was that we have easy access to water. So we probably, me personally, I'm probably not as conservative as I should be.
I'm not either.
No,
not as much.
I
Not as
don't.
much.
I don't consider that you really have to be conservative when you have a source. That's fine, to me.
Yeah.
But before you can confirm that source, you better be careful.
You better be careful.
Well, the one place we camped was 40 miles from town, and we were paying for our water.
Oh.
That hurts.
Yeah.
And then eventually we all found sources and began to share with one another about these sources, so we could disperse, get water in multiple places. It's nice to share with the people that you like and you like to have with you.
Right.
If the people are annoying, obviously people aren't going to share with them.
Yeah.
But you really do need to share with others, and you get information in return that makes the whole thing smoother and better for everybody.
Right. Oh yeah. So you were boondocking before boondocking was actually defined. What did you call it?
Well, the first I knew what it was called boondocking.
Boondocking?
Yep.
Okay.
That was our very first trip out west.
So-
We were youngsters.
Why did you end up boondocking?
We preferred over the camps because of the caliber of people. Again, with the sharing and people willing to help you, and we're always willing to help other people. So it was like-minded people, to be with that kind of people as opposed to people that go in, start the air conditioner, and never come out again for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So what kind of things did you use to be comfortable back then?
Well, that kerosene lamp was a big deal, I gotta tell you. The second thing was LP lamp, and that really took the chill off. No buddy heaters back in those days. And then finding collapsible jugs, that was handy
Oh,
to
yeah.
carry water.
Uh-huh.
Look, what else can you think of?
How did the comfort level in the RVs go from 72 to 2018? I mean, did you have
Oh.
a comfortable lazy man chair?
Oh no.
Open the fridge, pull
okay.
something out, put it in the microwave,
No.
put it on the stove.
No.
So that's
Oh.
the comfort levels.
Size of
we
the
went from a
was big.
kerosene light to that was woo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To
The size of refrigerator was not the same as today.
Yeah.
To me, we're spoiled now.
Oh, yeah, and having
I mean,
four-
we really are.
having 2 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms in there is
Right.
wonderful.
and a maid.
Yeah. And a
The
maid.
Yeah,
Oh, you didn't have to tell her about that. She didn't know I did the hire.
we can edit that.
Oh, that's good.
Is it easier to boondock today compared to then, and why?
Much easier, and I'll go with the creature comforts. We can stay out longer. We're not sore or anything like that. We can store food. We can eat healthier than what we used to be able to. Having a little bit more room, I think, is just plain healthy. On bad days, you can be inside and you don't, because you have some room. you can bear it. You know, it's okay. We prefer outdoors under the awning when that's possible, even on bad days. But yeah, it's much more comfortable with the big beds that we have today,
Oh, yes.
and the reclining chairs, and a dinette, instead of being hunched up in the back of a truck looking out and suffocating and being all cramped up.
But still enjoying it.
Yep.
Oh, yes,
Yeah, we,
yes.
yeah,
most
we still
definitely.
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And you took your kids.
We did sometimes. We've never had the kids boondocking that I can think of.
You did out in like at home in the woods or something, you did,
Oh,
but
yeah, I
that
took-
wouldn't really
Yeah.
call that.
No, that was hunting trips.
Yeah.
Really.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
That's
That was
still-
out in the woods.
Yeah. So we already talked about why you boondocked for all these years, and basically I think that's why a lot of us do boondock is because of the caliber of people. They're like-minded people. So I appreciate everybody around here. I mean, like you said, if you run into problems, you might be able to talk to a neighbor that's been there and done that before and has an easy fix, and they'll share it with you. And most people here, well, so far that I've met, have been very kind, and we've learned a lot through technology now, where then you learned a lot through word of mouth.
Absolutely.
That's
So,
right.
yeah, how did you stay in contact with those people, or did you just expect them to be there?
It was a kind of a remarkable thing. For example, we'd pull into Tallahassee, and someone from there might have their time was up, or they chose to move, and so they'd say, well, we saw Gary and Jean. They might show up in, say, Ocala,
Ah.
and oh, we saw Gary and Jean. Well, then they know that, well, we probably aren't going to hang around, but maybe, like, say they have a time limit of 2 weeks.
Uh-huh.
They're going to be around sometime within 2 weeks from today, and then, you know, they in turn, other people from that camp would in turn and disperse and tell other people. Well, frequently we knew about all of our friends in the entire state in a matter of a week or two of having been in Florida, and there were no cell phones.
Wow.
Knowing where everybody was, where they was heading, just by everybody just telling everybody.
Yep.
Big change.
And we knew where all the, it was a big deal back in the day to know where the musicians was. I did play, and so I was always interested in that. But the people wanted to know where the musicians were, because that's the
Free
entertainment we had, you know.
Yeah.
You know, Gene would rarely get up and belly dance, but on occasion.
On occasion.
You never know.
And Gary and Jean have been very kind to share some pictures, and wow, those are quite some pictures. You guys swimming in the canals
Yes, with the alligators.
Yeah.
with the alligators down here.
Even after dark.
So you started in 1972 in a truck camper,
Correct.
and now you have this Keystone Cougar fifth wheel, solar,
Solar,
all
Satellite.
the comforts of home.
Saddle.
How much solar do you have?
I've got 825 watts. It's about half of what I want.
Yeah, but it works.
But it's all I'm going to get.
Yeah, right. Could you imagine having solar 45 years ago? One panel.
No, I couldn't. 25 years ago, we got our first, but 45 years ago, no way.
So you've watched 25 years ago. You've watched solar be $4, $5, $6 a watt, down to below $1
We-
a watt now.
We paid for a 70-watt panel $350.
Wow.
Used.
Wow.
And I bought 2 of them.
Wow.
Mhm.
How long did they last you? Are you still using them?
They're still going, as far as I know. They've been cycled through other campers that
Oh, yeah.
were a little bit less fortunate financially.
Uh-huh.
And so, you know, I gave them away, and they in turn have been given away.
Oh, that's nice.
So what did you run with them? Could you run a TV?
Yes, we did.
We had a little
Yeah.
12
We had a little 12-volt black and white TV.
Hey, now I'll tell you what, that was pretty cool to have
Turned it
that.
on, turned it off, unplugged it, you know, just in case there was some vampire voltage there.
Right.
And we couldn't see it, but that didn't mean it wasn't possible.
I used to have a screen that was probably 6 inches, black
Yeah.
and white, and I carried it in my truck with me when I first started driving, and I'd put it up on the doghouse so everybody around me could see I had a TV in there.
Yeah.
It was just some little black and white. Yeah.
Yeah, you
I
haven't
remember
lived
watching I remember watching one of Ronald Reagan's speeches on it. Well, you know, when he addresses in January, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
But I remember sitting there watching it. I made sure I put it so everybody could look over my shoulder. Yeah, I got a TV.
I had Zoom on mine. There was a 10-power magnifying glass.
Yeah. You almost had to.
Where do you see boondocking going?
Out.
Do you really?
I think they're going to put a price tag on every place that we like to go, and I feel possibly because of the usage that we're all putting through it. There's a cost to everything that we're doing, and I think that's what's going to trip us up. Is some bean counter someplace is going to say, "Hey, we can make money off of this."
That's already happened at some places. The Everglades in the winter now charge.
Yes.
Where they used to all be free.
You're
We
right.
used to go down there for free. They first they put a limit on the number of days that you could stay. Then they come along and put in the vault toilets, and that's when I saw that everything was gonna be paid. And it's somewhat problematic here. We have the vault toilets. They've been here for 25 years or whatever it's been. But sooner or later, somebody's going to say, "Hey, somebody's got to pay for this, the dumping and all of that." And we're not collecting enough fees.
Mm-hmm.
So most of us campers, although my understanding is you don't have to pay a fee if you don't go through the gate, we all buy the passes,
The
the
management
permits. Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah, because
Oh, yeah.
that helps defray the cost.
Absolutely. And I would even donate more if I had to.
Yes.
Yeah, I would
us,
too.
Us too.
No
Very
problem.
cool.
So, we asked this earlier before the camera got turned on, but how many boondockers then in the Florida area, not out west, because it's crazy after everybody boondocking, but compared to, thanks, Cope. compared to boondockers then in Florida compared to boondockers now, more or less?
I'd say that we had a lot more back in the day.
A lot more.
Yes, many more. We probably knew 200 in just our limited circle.
Every
Maybe
winter.
even more than that.
Every winter.
Yes.
And there's more boondocking.
And many more places to go, yes.
I also think through the years too, I think we're seeing, you younger folks are coming in. We didn't,
Thank
no,
you.
seriously, we didn't have, on our span of time, we didn't have enough people coming in, younger people to keep it,
To keep
it going.
Well, like we talked last night, you guys was a young couple at one time.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
and we were junior like by 20 years.
Yeah.
So all those old guys, they just died off on us.
And we talked about who's the gentleman you had dinner with fish, 90.
Yeah, okay, that's
Boondock
Pete and
for
Margaret.
70 years.
Yes.
Yes.
70 years boondock.
We
That's
have
almost horse and carriage time.
We have another friend, yes, and we have another friend that's down in the Everglades right now, and he's a host. He and his lady are host and hostess, and he's in his 90s.
No,
Wow.
late 70s.
Oh,
80s, I mean.
late.
Excuse me.
Late 80s, and he just told me qualified for his pilot license again. So he's cool. He's going to be around for a while.
So you're never too old.
No,
Oh, I don't
you
think
can
so.
operate everything.
not.
Yep,
That's correct.
What about too young?
I don't think so.
As long as you can
I
afford
don't
to do
think
it.
so. If you can afford to do it, do it.
Yep.
By any means. We worked it out. When I left the Everglades with a tent and a van, and first met people at the place called the Blocks, we headed north to visit a friend at a campground, and out in front was this little 20-foot travel trailer.
Yeah.
So I bought it on the spot.
Oh.
Okay, and then my next camp, I didn't have brakes. They didn't work properly.
Yeah.
And before I could get into a campsite, the guys all came out with toolboxes, stopped me, wired in my brakes for me,
Wow.
and helped me get parked and began to tutor me about camping.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
The one couple that we met down on the blocks, Sally and Earl, they shared a lot of boondocking places as they were given the same information. And we camped with them for
And
years.
he was like a 50-year RV technician.
Oh,
So,
that'd be nice to have in a group.
yeah.
Yes, it was.
Well, I might point out, in this camp, since we've been here, we've seen a water heater, a repair made, didn't take, but the guy's putting another water heater in.
Right.
He's got help doing that. His refrigerator didn't work. He has help doing that.
Right?
The roof leak. he had help
Help doing that.
getting that sealed up.
Yeah.
And
That's where they put all new cables in the pop-up.
yes,
Yeah.
who in the world would ever think to put cables in a pop-up out here in
Looked at
a
YouTube-
field?
Looked at a YouTube video and
Yeah,
figured it out.
yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So that's the kind of people that we have here. Everybody's shared with us. I'm learning new things, and I've been at this a long time.
Yeah.
One of the guys come up with a water bladder made out of a trash bag, and it works.
Yeah. It does. I saw that.
Yeah,
Who would have thought?
It made
Yeah.
it much easier for us to get water.
yeah. Because I
Yeah.
just
We
had
didn't know.
15 gallons.
Never
Now I
seen
can
it
now I can
No.
bring in about 50.
No.
Wow. That's
Big
awesome.
deal.
Yeah. That is a good thing. And I mean, we've learned about different places to go and where we can stay when we go out west next year, because we're planning on going out west next year. And some other places here in Florida that we wouldn't have thought about staying. And we've
That we
learned
got
some
from
of
this
that
group.
from this group here. So that's been really cool. And we have people here from all over. There's Colorado, there's Indiana, there's Illinois, there was Michigan, Quebec. I mean, they're from all over, and everybody seems to be getting along. We have happy hours, and you know, shoot, we had a big breakfast the other day, and
That was lovely.
it was fun.
That was great.
So we've had a lot of fun here, making connections and learning about people. So it's been very, very fun for us as a couple, because we haven't been boondocking per se for that long. So
Last winter.
yeah,
Wow.
and we have lots of solar, but that was planned when we bought our coach. You know, we got to have this and this and this. So, but anyway, it's really been fun camping with you guys
Same here
Same here.
with you
and
guys.
getting to know you guys, and I appreciate you taking time to sit down and talk to us and talking to the rest of the YouTubers. I mean, it's not always that people will share that information. Most of the time you have to get it word of mouth. Now we're going to electronically, say, hey, get out there and talk to people.
Absolutely.
So,
Yes.
Get to know
yeah.
your neighbors. I think that's the most important thing that you can do.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And if you don't like them, you can leave.
That's correct.
Yeah, so we really appreciate y'all watching today. Be sure to thumbs up, thumbs down, leave us a comment. Let Gary and Jeannie feel the love from YouTube. And we have Facebook and Instagram. So that's going to be a wrap. See y'all.
Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
Welcome.